Hello, hello, YouTubians of the night. So I get done with my super nice paid second job in the middle of the night, and I think I go to a place I like to eat called the Autohof, which is kind of like a truck stop in the US. It's kind of different than a truck stop. It's more of a car stop. I guess you can say it's smaller. Everything's smaller in Europe. Well, not everything. Why the fuck do I have to think about penises every 20 minutes? Anyway, and I'm standing there, and there's this aura of death on the parking lot. Okay? The parking lot lights are out. There's hardly any cars. And I go up to the entrance door and it doesn't open for me. So I look at the opening sign and they're closed from 1 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning. This is a car stop directly on the Autobahn. That's very unusual. Okay? I can't remember ever living here when they weren't open 24/7. You know, it was the place you go to get something because it was open 24/7. It was the only place here around that was open 24/7. So I go into the gas station on the side, which is open, and I asked the girl there, what the? And she says, well, business was so bad lately that they couldn't afford opening 24/7 no more. So I'm like, sigh, and I bought a frikadelle, which is kind of like a German hamburger, for those who don't know what that is. Yeah. Eating that, I'm just thinking about all the shit. I mean, what exactly is the problem with the people not going there at nights? You know? What is the problem with my customers, and why is everybody panicking, you know? It makes me wonder. I mean, I realize our bankers, and mostly not ours, but okay, our bankers, trying to be global here, messed up big time, okay? But what I have hardly any customers who I could, even in the greatest imagination, find a connection to the banking system, you know, the people that work there and their income. And I can't see a connection to the Autohof, you know. I'm trying to look for that connection, but it really doesn't appear there. I mean, I understand that somebody who worked for Bear Stearns might be jobless now, and that has an effect, but that is not the world, okay? This is not our world. It's not my world. So it makes me think if the whole thing is a manipulation, if this whole thing is a planned manipulation of reality. Because ultimately, what if we didn't know what our politicians have said and what they're doing and all that crap, and that they're saving the world? And what if we didn't know that the media is freaking out about this depression upon us, descending upon us? Would we still behave this way? You know, would I come home and eat my TV dinner because the frikadelle just isn't enough. And it's called Healthy Choice. Please. Then I find the salad in my refrigerator. Obviously, I'm trying to eat the goods, the healthy stuff, right? And you tear off this space age plastic thing in it, and then this appears. There's a bucket in there with salad dressing plastic, and there's meat in there in plastic in it, and then you got the salad in this plastic thing. You know, I think to myself, do I live on planet Earth or on the International Space Station? I'm a human being. I demand to be treated in a certain way of honor and respect. And this is just some capitalistic bullshitter laughing at me. Laughing at me. And it were these heroes of the banking system, these financial Jedis, which we all look up to, and they live up there in their towers over New York City, and they're the guys who got us in this shit in the first place, you know? Speaking of Jedis, thank you, Jay, for this wonderful present, Christmas present. I'll wear it under the clothes right now because it's freaking freezing, minus 20 degrees and Celsius. Get a calculator. And, you know, you get home from standing in the Autohof in minus 20 degrees after working 2 hours in that cold. And you're wondering if your heater is even going to be on because Russia is not getting paid by Ukraine or whatever you call that country in English for their gas delivery. So they just turn off the gas off to Ukraine. Problem is, there are some other countries behind Ukraine that are on the same pipe. So you really have to wonder, what the fuck, is your gas heater going to even work anymore? Why are you sitting at minus 20 degrees? It's been this fucking cold for like, I don't know, 4 weeks now. It's crazy. It's like the worst winter since Stalingrad. But ultimately they say that the gas pressure here is collapsing. And the Russians are saying, we only turn it off for the Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians must be stealing the gas, which is why it's collapsing behind them. So, okay, Ukraine, yeah, I don't know how it's called in English. It's like a really, I don't know. They're bankrupt, okay? Let's just say it is, just like Hungary. Hungary and Ukraine, yeah, they're bankrupt, okay? All of the investments of Western economies have been withdrawn, you know, just like in the 20s and 30s in Germany. And these countries are collapsing now because they just started on their economies in 1990, if you remember. And now they can't even pay their heater bills no more to Russia. And they get it a lot cheaper than we do. I mean, I pay like the highest gas price in all of Europe. And it's, oh my god, it's, how can this video already be 9 minutes? I'm sorry. Our financial Jedis assumingly caused this crisis. And the entire world is becoming a psychiatric ward, if it wasn't always that.